So pull something out of the bag, go for an aggressive composition, try and use that individual skill. Autumn is someone who, hey, he can pull out a clove, drop 25 kills, so let's give him a chance over with the chamber, and there you go, pick and out.
A nice start for that defensive side. A little bit of aggression going down on A as well. I'll try to get some control, push up behind them early on. Team Heretics, well, they could be funneled into just one angle, but there's always the potential to take that teleporter and bring it to the other direction. And looking for the flanks as well. It's Boo creeping his way back. He's turned at just the wrong moment, but corrects in time. Life down, and now Woot's clearing out that angle. They found the second and sent him straight into Boo and straight to the Shadow Realm. 4 versus 3 with FPX now looking to pick up the pieces, but the position from Berlin could be everything. He's got 2, and that's the spike with him.
This is such an absurd round. You'd think the defense are on the attack the way that they're pushing. And why are you going to expect the third player to be pushed up? The thing is, he's alone, hiding in his own smoke. And while he gives a little angle over to Woot, Woot's going to land the shot. And look where the remaining defenders now are. They're kind of ready for this.
I have the spike.
Oh, yeah, they've rotated in just in
30
time.
seconds left.
Lysor stuck in the corner. Off bat, he's waiting for the walk through, and it's going to be Woot rounding to take the fight, but the shot is delivered straight to the cranium. Only Autumn. 1 shot left in the golden gun. It's his ghost that's creeping up close and finding them on the spams. The silencer lending a hand, and round the side he goes for the triple.
Push Heretics off their game because Heretics are very happy to sit back and be passive. Well, they're not going to be allowed to do that.
No, they're not. Of course, it's the Outlaw that picks up that opening. A strong weapon, by all accounts. And Young,
he couldn't have done that with a Marshall against unarmored players.
Nope, not possible, Tom.
No.
You know, he wouldn't have had the confidence, and that's what it's all about, just in case they bought shields.
In the last round.
Yeah, you know, very shy player, I think it's fair to say. But no, for FPX.
Yeah, Australians are known for being very shy.
Yeah, right. Reserved, quiet. Yeah, that's
just like Mac, mate. He's incredibly shy.
Quiet bloke. Yeah, you'd miss him in a room, a quiet room. Well, FPX, they found themselves a strong advantage to play with. Heretics have next to nothing to work with, and even the Ghost is doing work.
One enemy remaining.
This is just a chance for, well, I was going to say, disrupt them enough. Well, I'll be interested to see this comp on the attack, but even still, I think they're planning to try and disrupt this attack side. Wow. Rian's kind of clean today.
Not a bad start, that's for sure. And Young not going to last much longer either. They've avoided going into Berlin's awaiting arms, and now they've spotted him too.
He's going to let it hit him. He doesn't want to shoot the judge.
No, and actually it might just work. Now they think there could be a rifle in there. Let's see what we've got. What's behind door number 1? It's a judge, and now it's time to leave that guy alone. You can have all the space you want in lamps, but you got to get to the site to defuse, and that's where the difficulty spawns. Paranoia used to try to keep them back. Again, Rians can see clear as day. The orb going to block him out. Flash goes up top. Benji's around the back, inside the smoke, waiting for them to emerge, and he's caught himself a double, almost a third, but Rian's getting
even more exciting as he's upgraded and now has an operator.
Yes, no shields, you'll notice. This is a glass cannon attempt to get aggressive early on, has the TP to fall back on, getting a little greedy, going around the corners, and there's Boo waiting for him with the iPad out. Wasn't quite expecting that aggressive of a peek, and now the punish is being delivered.
Sorry guys, I didn't expect him to swing all the way down mid without checking one side. Sorry, I wasn't aware of it. They're going to try and immediately pivot to the other side of the map, but look who's there again. Autumn playing this rotational operator, and he's got Life alongside him. A lot of support, and now 2 men down.
The dominoes have started to topple at this point for FPX. Everything is working out. Another pick as Rians comes out of the smoke, and the rest of the squad still sat up in hookah. Now they fall back, looking to take it the other direction, and perhaps they'll have a 2v2 on offer. You have some aggression.
Yeah, it's just where it is, though. This is a filthy crossfire. I think they're just going to save, though. This is just holding on to guns. Yeah, I was about to say, if they go all the way around, they're geniuses, but at this stage, the economy will be good enough if they hold on to these guns, make sure Boo gets another one in the next round. So it's going to be an immediate response from FPX. And as said, like what they're currently doing, so ridiculously disruptive. Like, again, you have to be wary wherever you go. The Autumn could have peeked mid, TP back, immediately rotated to the other side of the map, and could be facing you there as well. And that's exactly what happened in this round. He becomes even just a distraction in the late game because you're focusing on that operator. And then, do you think Life's gonna? It's a risk. It is a bunch of risks. But that's the thing. As I said, I think if you try and play regular, to the book, standard Valorant, beating them on this map is incredibly difficult. Already, Thrash going to be utilized and straight through the TP, but they're met with Benji. 3 disrupted. And wow, swings and roundabouts. Sometimes the aggression works, sometimes you get triple sprayed down.
Yeah. The fact that these players turn so quickly, the doors open, and, well, they seem to close on the round, at least, with FPX having an operator, Lysor. I'm not sure that they're going to want to commit these weapons to it. You look at FPX, post-plant utility doesn't really exist, barring the Snakebite, but for Team Heretics, that's not quite the case. They've got their Snakebite, they've got their Molly, they've got Rien's, and I think they know the Mosh Pit was already used, but even the Flash to re-execute out for a fight. The Seize as well from Woot. It's not one that I'd expect a big commitment from, especially with now they've cleared the site. They've seen that it's most likely post-plant setups. These weapons may just be more valuable carried through for future rounds, although, I mean, Lysor is very aggressive. He wants to make it costly for Heretics and at least drop a few bodies. As he fails, Autumn's out.
Yeah, I think Autumn always had the plan, unless his teammate got a couple of kills to just fade away. Everything else they can repurchase is if they start shying away. Because this comp, if you play passive, sucks.
Yeah, oh yeah, this is not a passive comp. And that's the problem. If things don't work out, that's often going to be what you do, is switch it up, change your pace. We saw that in the last round. Now Autumn being dropped is traded out for life. Got aggressive out on B long, at least keeping a foothold for this site that isn't just deep. Yeah, I was kind of expecting him to fall back at this point, at least maintain the control. But this guy, I should have learned my lesson. I thought I did earlier. He always keeps going. He's going back out. No, he's not.
He's thinking about it. He's going to get revealed.
Okay, he's back.
He has his ult as well, though. So there's always a chance to double dip, especially with space being taken now. You know, yeah, every angle's being checked before they attempt anything. Aggressive control into the showers means that they don't really have to worry too much about the TP. It's a position that they've already been caught once with Berlin, but Ayung's now on spot. Lysor trying to just see if he can get any information, because at least then he'd be able to slow them down.
30 seconds left.
Well, the Seize hasn't quite caught in the flash on left, and it's even caught Life, I think. They want to try to back out, but Mollies are covering them. Orbital Strike comes in, sectioned off by Team Heretics, put in a box. Life at least able to find a one. How is that correction landed? At least Benji falls. Life's work is not for nothing. In fact, it seems like the advantage will be converted into a round win for FPX. 4-2. And I honestly, watching Life play this game is just perplexing. I don't know how he's getting away with so much in these aggressive positions.
Maybe for Miniboo just to try and sell some info. Yeah, and he's not looking to fight anything. He knows there's going to be aggressive plays.
Remember, we had it in the last round as well, but no chance to use it in the chaos. Miniboo's got the showstopper ready to work with, but Autumn picked off in the last round. He'll take 2 first bloods in this one to make up for it. That is a devastating start. And now that showstopper, that's just an afterthought. Walking through the Viper utility. Oh, the timing. The judge still comes back for 1. And, well, a 5 versus 1 emerges. Good luck and condolences for the round to Benji Fishy.
Well, it's going to have to be an insane 1v5. They know exactly where he is, pop flashes, and, well, we talk about how aggressive this team can be, but both players falling back. They want to try and group back up with Autumn, and he's not falling back. But
Dizzy has to go round first. Otherwise, you're dead. Prowler, something has to reveal that, or you're risking 2 players dying to 1 bullet.
That's the thing, they do have the utility to be able to clear out an operator. Like, you've got yourself a Fade and a Gecko, and you've got a Boombot. Like, I think this round they did, or the last round, sorry, they put the Boombot through to try and catch him pushing B mid. But it didn't matter. He wasn't there. And then they weren't prepared to try and fight him over on that A site. Minibu still has his ultimate for this round, but you look at what's on offer. I don't know if they'll want to use it, especially with where Berlin is again. You talk about that operator. I think the judge is just as scary.
Especially in Berlin's hands with what we saw previously, and when you've got the Viper Util decaying you down. Here he is with a chance, but Woot's the one to shut him out. Now an opportunity for Heretics, even with the weaker weapons, if they can keep these trades up, and they're doing exactly that. 3 versus 2, and some weapons to be recovered with a plant coming in now. And Wingman online for the late round. Autumn's on the flank, the long way around with Lysor inside that smoke in spawn. It's going to be a tough split. They have to win their individual fights.
Is he going to get revealed? I don't think he was. The Wingman didn't quite reach. Boo has gone looking, but hasn't seen anything back towards long. If he goes to swing this again, he's going to be met with either a headhunter or an operator. In fact, he might not even check. It's going to be a free kill, but they've already managed to clear out Lysor. Around looking all but over, as him getting into some of these closer range positions is going to be impossible, and Rian's even there to close it out.
For the next, they have a chance to continue this fight.
They actually have a 3-man setup ready and waiting. Immediately getting rid of the Thrash, and life just keeps going. 2 kills already. Boo tagged up a bit, but he's lost some health himself. Not going to overface this. I feel like they were so ready for them to try and use the Thrash. They literally put a firing squad to deny it, and then took 2 kills.
Well, that's it. As soon as the Thrash is used, you know they're all going to be funneling through that choke point. But life, time and time again, just surprising us with the individual skill. Berlin dropped in life low, but the trade is quick from Young. It's been so clean on these ranged fights, with Heretics sent back the other direction, moving towards bathroom. 2 versus 4. And again,
look at the push-up as well. Like, they don't have to worry about B just because of where Autumn is. Like, he's so far up at this stage that unless they're going to go through the spawn, and even still, if they don't step or hear them, Ion perfectly placed, but loses the battle. Still, though, it allows 2 players to be here, but you have to bear in mind how low life currently is.
Autumn spot allowed him to keep B long control now, though he's abandoned that trap to move for the flank. Lysor does well, landing that one, but Benji's got some fight left in him. 50 HP, and the shot through the ball.
I'd be more surprised if he missed.
I'd be surprised if he misses any of his shots from what I've seen so far. Even the collapse landing. Now, Autumn's been very impressive. This chamber's working out. The disruptive play has put Heretics on the back foot a number of times. This time, Lurk sent out by Benji towards A. Pressure applied on B. They'll claim the orb and look for some space. Weaker weapons in part. Woot on a classic. Sheriff's in play for Boo and Benji. It's the rifles on Mini Boo and Rian's that have to do the heavy lifting, and instead... Oh, okay. There's one missed shot. It's remarkable. Now, if anyone peeks him here, I'm not sure they'll be quite as lucky.
It is got to be a little bit more careful. No get out of jail free card this time. I think he was a bit lucky that the player he faced off against was the player that only had a classic. Otherwise, that could have got dangerous. Again, still no escape, and while he is going to be connected on by every single PC utility, Miniboo has managed to catch one, but there is an immediate swing and counter. It was going back to G2 at Masters. They won their attack. They are not winning their attack, so they've already broken what has been a running streak for the side of Heretics. Finally, they managed to shut out Autumn, but he's not alone. There are more players there, one lurking within the poison orb, but it's only going to be the 1-for-1. Berlin, he's revealed his position as well. And although there is a player looking to come in from behind, Heretics this time are going to get the afterplant with an advantage.
Ooh, style points for that one. Nice clear with the trade potential. Yeah, Heretics advantage to play with. Got it locked in. But last time that we saw Autumn picked off, it was Life to step up for a massive round. We'll see if it's going to be the same here. The flash to support the initial push through. He's gone around the long way, fighting it for control over Lamps, and he's found it. At least to begin. Things are going well. No flashes left, though. Leaves the dry peaks in Berlin with a 1 versus 2 after his initial. Already starting to defuse, looking to get it half, but Molly comes in. Smoke soon to fade as well. He's peeking out on the side of it, but they know he's not defusing. And there's no need for them to swing, although Rian's obliges eventually.
Happy to sit back where everybody else is disruptive. The problem, though, has been getting there. And well, they have a showstopper and then a Viper's Pit. So if they do get there, I think it could be ropes for FPX.
Yeah, it'll be very tough to get back into a site like that with a pit down, and it might be tough to keep them out with the showstopper. Boo bypass that utility, and the C's has actually caught Young. He could be in a lot of trouble here with Miniboo going up and over. The shot doesn't land from the showstopper, nor does it from the rifle. Young still kicking on the site, moving back to clear Boo, who luckily wins the fight. Some breath still for Team Heretics, and the flash in. Life is going for another big play, but only the one to be found.
Keeps things even. Plant yet to happen, so you can see the doubt. Autumn's actually going to go back towards the B site. Still has his trap available, so he knows that they haven't made it towards Hookah just yet. Actually, just this patience from the side of Heretics has at least made the defense slightly weaker.
It's thinned out the numbers for sure, but Berlin's not looking weak. What a shot with Boo down. The spike left. Retrieved. Rienz is going to try to get this one planted. No wingman, though. He has to do it himself. And the TP out. Beautiful from Berlin. Even as the ultimate to use just to cause that little bit of paranoia for Rienz. And in fact, the ult is used straight towards the spawn. So now Rienz has no idea where this opponent could be. And Autumn's a mystery as well. Does manage to get the plant down in the chaos, though. Not deterred, but shot in the head from up in heaven. Berlin caught him jumping over the box. That's 8 rounds locked in at halftime for FPX.
Slow it down. I want to see that shot again. That was just after his first map performance. A pistol definitely wouldn't go amiss.
Yeah, you know, it's not even that they're being quiet, it's that their opponents are being so loud. They're just drowning them out. Like, so many of these fights, they just can't get anything done in because, to be honest, it's tough to play against FPX. From what I'm seeing here, this is just a chaotic squad that will put you on the back foot. They're doing something you're not used to. And while those adjustments have to be made on the fly, Heretics, 4 rounds on the board. This pistol carries a fair bit of weight for them. If it goes to FPX, they're going to struggle to get back into this half, and we may be going all the way to Lotus.
Well, yeah, if you're talking about unorthodox playstyles, Lotus with a triple controller is something that maybe, I guess Heretics, I think, have played it before, so they might be prepared for it, but that doesn't make it any easier. Here we go, though. Execution into the site. A couple of players ready and waiting. It looks like there's going to be an attempt from Woot to maybe try and deny the plant. He's around the edge, but unfortunately the Haunt doesn't find anything.
Are they thinking about, yeah, they're TPing, they're going back. Autumn was left lurking outside B, heard the rotations. There's one player up close, Benji, but he's tagged down to 24. A flash on backside could get him out of dodge, but Berlin's already on him. The push from Rienz, it was at least covered for a moment by the Viper wall, but now he's all alone, doing the damage, and at least dropping a few, giving Woot a chance. Lysor shuts him down, and Boo has somehow allowed Life to thread the needle. Unbeknownst to him, Boo's right behind him. This is a pantomime with a free kill, although it came a little close. Just the 1v1 left with Lysor's position unknown.
Oh, he's right above as well. Just looking for that. Not enough.
No, it wasn't. And that pistol going the other way now for Heretics is tough. They're 9-4 down on this map, one that we hailed as somewhere they should be able to take it across the line. We said that FPX need to win the first map because surely they can't take it in the last 2, but here we are. Rienz dropped to start this one off, and it's only pistols for Heretics. No big investment. They're saving their cash for the next, but a 10-4 lead. If that's where we end up with potential economic benefits there for the attackers as well, this will be a very tough position to climb back from. And the way they're pushing and pulling so far, pistol was fantastic, and look what they've done here. Fake on A, move back to B, and then rotate back to the A side. It's wide open.
As you said, though, like looking at this map on paper, like this was a map that, okay, they lost the last time, 14-12 in overtime to Vitality, a team that needed to win to qualify for Champions, whereas Heretics were basically already qualified because of the points that they have. So, and we were talking about burnout and all these excuses. We had so many different things when it came to Heretics as to why they didn't win that match. Maybe, in many cases, not giving Vitality the credit they deserve. Even still, that was a 14-12 loss. Right now, FPX, you remove all of those excuses from Heretics. They got a bit of a break. Okay, I'm not going to pretend like it's a massive one, but the same break that FPX got. And right now, on Bind, they are putting themselves into a considerable lead. 10-4, guaranteed. There's nothing that can be done in this round. The only thing will be whether or not there's any orbs or any cost. And of course, for Ion, He only has a pistol. Even going down isn't that much of a problem. He wants the extra orbs to try and get closer to his ult. Benji will take exactly the same thing, and the rest of the team, the ones with weaponry, are just going to fade out of there. And everyone else dying to the side.
And then they've got their economy built up as a result of these weapons being saved. Sure, there's some weaknesses. You've got a Guardian, which has not been a weakness if it's in Young's hands, and then Berlin on a Spectre. But for the most part, they're able to go blow for blow with Heretics in this round. And if Heretics don't find this, well, they're going to have to start drafting up that anti-triple controller setup.
Yeah, I hope they already had it drafted, because I think they played them on it before.
Or we'll have questions about Neil Zinho's nomination.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. No, well deserved. His coach in EMEA has been fantastic throughout the year, but it's safe to say that this matchup, even last time they played, as I said, they won 17-15 to beat this squad. Ended up making a run to the final and played the other team who beat FPX. I think they've been, as I said, clinically underrated. And once again, are showing why this is a team to fear in the group of death. For now, though, 35 seconds coming up on the clock. Pressure going to be put on to Benji, but he has support, or had support. Now it's all on him, but the flashes are just leaving him in a position to fight. Rians is doing an amazing job on the backside again.
Lateral. Well, 10-5 we go. FPX still up well above their opponents. Miniboo getting confident, getting aggressive, and getting shut down early on. FPX have found an easy opening duel. You talked about no need to push, Tom. Well, it looks like Heretics missed the memo.
Yeah, I don't mind the idea. Like, the supportive utility was there, but it's definitely put them in an awkward spot. As I said, after a pause, a lot of teams will take a gamble, but when you're 10-5 down, that gamble hasn't paid off, and it's not getting any better.
With Rian's down as well, big clutch player for the squad. A lot of utility that's going to help you to get back into a site. There's not a lot to hope for, except Woot finding some semblance of hope with a quick pick. Clearing out the space towards Bath, finding one player. He knows that's probably an isolated duel, one he's happy to take.
Okay.
And even with the decay, with the vulnerability, he is still able to win that duel. We're back to a 3v3. It's winnable for Heretics, and the flank hasn't yet been spotted from Benji Fishy.
Boo, trying to get something. The steps will have been heard. And the TP has been removed, but they're still wary of where life is going. In fact, he's going all the way around the back. He's in their spawn. Autumn picks off Benji. This now becomes so much more awkward because that player up above is going to leave them in disarray, but Woot is still going, still thriving, still trying to find anything that he can with Autumn, just buying as much time as possible, just baiting them as much as he can, and they're only just getting onto that defuse. He needs to try and find the shot. Is there going to be time for it? Is the question. There will be. Confidence he had in Boo, because if he lets go, this becomes a much closer round. Like, you hear a second tap and life doesn't have to swing, but it forced him into a position where eventually there was a lot of time left on that clock. This time, though, with Heretic slowly climbing, it's only going to be pistols. Sure, you got that headhunter available, and they're going to clear control to collect up the orbs. They're putting it onto life, which is interesting because he is not even remotely close to his ultimate.
Time to jump.
I guess you're wanting to farm it up early. Strange, I guess. You can see like a Nightfall for next round, something like that, especially with the death. But, well, maybe they just know that Young's got a weapon that he can tap someone in the head with. He's probably going to get his ult off of it. Fair play. Got to have faith in your teammates. For Heretics, there are a few risks here playing up close, but there's always a second player doubled up on it. Miniboo and Woot as an example, but Woot's dropped right off rip. Miniboo, though, able to get it done. This is what we're talking about, having that second man to provide that cover, to trade it out. They don't want to lose too many more players. Keeping the economy healthy early on is a big factor, and Spike's gone the other direction. Pressure's on for Benji.
Yeah, the problem is they haven't got as far forward as they probably would have liked. He's going to wait, almost play the bait, just hold on while they fight his teammates. It's all too easy for Benji. On out for Lysor, if anything, he just needs to make sure he dies. Not wanting to just hold on to a pistol for the next round. He's going to go swinging. Already has the ult, so it's not even going to be for the orbs in the end.
Difference, Heretics on the road to recovery. And the defensive side, well, a little bit of aggression to go down. Miniboo sends through the boom bot. It finds nothing. And on the back of it, I expected aggression. If it was life, you'd see aggression. But they backed off.
Benji be revealed, but he has support. And it's actually the spam through the orb that ends up taking down Life. That's not the man you wanted to lose early on in this round. Because as said, like, you look at the other side, what have you now got? You've lost your Star Duelist. You have a double controller, single initiator, and a chamber. Like, this is not a space-taking composition if you lose the Yoru in the early stages of the round.
And not just that, for the round that's in it, economy on the line, Heretics about to build up a massive lead in terms of eco if they can avoid losing too many. This is a round that FPX don't want to be pulling any punches, and losing one of their big entries is definitely going to hurt them. Benji not going for the orb. Could have been Viper's Pit online, but he knows that risk not worth it at all. Thrash sent in, and Berlin's already pushed way too far forward. Perfect timing from Rienz on the ultimate. The snake bite keeping them back, and as they attempt to fade through the orb, Rienz gets another blind through the smoke. The spike recovered by Lysor, soon to be gifted to Heretics by the looks of things. But the op comes in, the shot fired, lands nothing, and now they'll be much more cautious. In fact, the molly gets him. Oh, it's a disaster. 30 HP for Lysor. He's at least got 2, but 8 seconds left. Spike to be planted, players to be dropped, and even saving is impossible. Miniboo's got him sectioned in. Makes a bit more sense.
I'm not gonna lie, I kind of wanted him to do it.
I didn't, so I'm quite happy with where we've ended up here.
I'm rolling with the Chaos. Chaos is where they've succeeded. Chaos is where they will win. Now they've got a few ults for this one. Young, Guardian. He's going to be better in this round.
Oh, I actually think this is over then for Heretics, to be honest. 'Cause I don't care about Autumn's ultimate. It's Young's Guardian. 3 headshots is a minimum. He might get 4. We'll see.
Yeah, the only thing that will stop him is if it's through a wall.
Yes.
Then he'll only take down
Guarantee.
maybe 1 player.
If Lysor uses a Viper's Pit while Young has a Guardian, he's trolling. Now you need to give him the long-range angles. Let him just headshot. But no, for real, at this point, Heretics, A-site, feeling a bit of pressure. They're just going to fall back. They're going to concede the control. That could get Pit down for FPX and give them a real chance to fight for this round.
Young spamming. Whoop has somehow managed to dodge every single bullet. There goes that Viper's Pit, but with an immediate response. Both Nightfalls thrown in. Everything being placed into this round by both teams, but they have been able to buy quite a bit of time. Miniboo playing a game with Chicken. Berlin on the other side, and while Miniboo comes out on top, they now have to deal with this man. He goes for a little bit more. They've also lost the pit. This is a bigger problem now. Life has at least been able to recover 1, but it's left onto Young, and there's a counter pit in play. He has to make a play into it, and they're watching for this. They're ready for this, but he managed to bypass them. It didn't matter in the end.
P pushing through lamps for the first kill he got, just crouched waiting. A ballsy play, and certainly fair to say that, you know, we started this out by talking about his confidence levels. I don't think that's an issue right now. He seems to have found his groove.
He's getting back into it at least, and as I said, that was always going to be dangerous. A streak of rounds, and this would be both maps now where the FPX have found themselves in pretty hefty advantages, and they are starting to slip in a similar way. It will be a crushing way to go into that lower bracket and, of course, have to face off against Sentinels. I don't think there'll be many teams that will have had to be eliminated from 2 tournaments only playing against Masters finalists. That would be the brutal way to go out. Life, though, here is that ult. Something they were looking for, but there are multiple players ready and waiting. The utility is so good, though. It's fantastic to support him.
And Young with another. Yeah, Rienz had thrown his own bit of util out, the Dizzy to try to get space, but he's denied it. Boo and Woot left with a tough decision. Do they go for this? They've got plenty of cash, so I see no reason why not, but it'll be hard to find it. Okay, player in the corner, but Autumn's clean on the first shot, and the flash leaves Boo in the corner. Autumn can post up, and that's where he's found.
You want to
Tour de force as he challenges them to a game and see if they do want to play. Certainly early on, no form of aggression, and the Dizzy just reveals a player's outside the site, and with the ult in play, you do not want to go checking who it is.
Straight away. One of the TPs has had to be used just to get out of the seas. I think they are trying to deny Life farming up those orbs. We've seen the singular buy round they've managed to win come off the back of his ultimate. And again, 3 players ready and waiting. It's allowed by the aggressive position over in Hookah that's being held. And now Boo, well, he's going to be under pressure. Another double ping, and well, Woot's caught.
Always seems to be the place they get curious is exactly where Autumn is. Rienne's able to trade, but the disadvantage remains for the side of Heretics. And although Rienne's finds another, we're in the same boat.
Showstopper.
Mini Boo, showstopper, not going to heaven though. Needs to pull his rifle out pretty soon because there's a peek coming in from Young, getting aggressive, and it was not expected with the tour de force.
Re-aggression coming in, being caught, and the fact that he gets the last player as well. Ultimates still in a decent spot though for Heretics. They could respond.
Oh, they could, but Boo's down to start this one off. It's not looking pretty. Life even finds another Lysor, trading out some of the disadvantages, but Benji's done well. His 2 picks puts it back to neck and neck. And now, an opportunity with the spike dropped right under their nose for FPX. Look, if there was any 2 players you wanted to put in the clutch position, you probably would choose these guys. Autumn and Life have been very impressive, having to dodge the Thrash and just about managing the TP. Although he gets detained, he's at least safe around the corner. They get to reset, and Thrash won't be recovered.
He's been caught by absolutely everything over the last couple of rounds, but he will be able to hold on. Yeah. It's unfortunate because they actually cleared the B site, but just didn't realize that singular kill on Taboo was enough. Ran the spike into A. And of course for Heretics, they're not just sitting pretty. They're going to go walkabouts, going to go looking to see if they can reposition. Now taking the TP would actually find an open site. The timing not working out great for the side of Heretics, and they're going to have to take the long road all the way back around. Now it might not be expected though for them to have pushed this far up so soon. The problem is, I think they're a little bit worried about full sprinting just in case someone still lurked in mid.
Well, I mean, conventionally speaking, this is where players will have already started the rotate. I think that's what FPX are playing for, that Team Heretics would be coming through the spawn. Maybe in their minds they've already stepped onto the site. Little do they know it is the long play, but with the positions FPX are manning, they don't really have to worry about that. It's not an angle they're super exposed to, it's just Life, but now he's got the info, and the shot landed to start this one off. Big swing to get the trade, and Autumn finds him with his back turned. Beautifully played by FPX, and they've managed to take behind a map that we were counting them out of, and of course we were. This has been a stellar map for Heretics, but not today.
No, it's another scenario where a team has come into their map choice, we put them out as favorites, and it's gone the other way, and that means that we need ourselves a decider. Lotus will be coming up after the break.